Hello everyone! In this video, I'll be explaining how to play Vex as a mid-laner in Wild Rift, along with her incredible character power. While we don't see Vex very often lately, she can still shine brilliantly depending on the enemy composition. Before getting into her skills, I'll share some tips for the landing phase. When playing Vex, you should almost always run Electrocute. Even if you can't secure kills in the landing phase, you need to chip away at the enemy's health and force them to recall. To trigger Electrocute right away during the early landing phase, when playing Vex, you should always start with your E skill and combine it with your passive. Electrocute has a short cooldown. Whenever you have a chance to trigger it, you should proactively go for short trades. AA, hit a skill, then AA. That's how Electrocute triggers. With Vex, it's super easy if you combine her E skill with her passive fear. When running burst-style runes like Electrocute, you want to melt the enemy's HP in a flash with a combo that incorporates basic attacks, putting heavy pressure on them. Enemies will watch out for Vex C skill, so it won't hit easily, but don't panic. Her W skill deals damage around her while granting a shield, serving as both a defensive and offensive tool. You can easily trigger Electrocute using AA, her W skill, and another AA. Once the enemy's health is low, you can weave an ignite and secure the kill. With that, we've established dominance in the landing phase. This is where Vex snowballing begins. Now, I'll explain why Vex needs to run Electrocute and actively go for kills and heavy damage trades during the landing phase. As you can see from this PC League of Legends graph, Vex is a champion who peaks early. She falls off hard in the late game, so she's a champion who absolutely has to make things happen early on. Once you secure early kills and unlock your ultimate, you need to quickly clear the wave and roam to other lanes to build an advantage. Our jungler has come to help, with her ultimate unlocked. Vex is also a champion who excels at setting up ganks. Did you see that? As a burst mage, Vex early game burst damage is second to none. Let's explain Vex abilities. Passive, Doom and Gloom. This is Vex's core mechanic. Fear. When your gauge, the third meter display below your health bar, is full, using an ability will inflict fear on hit, disabling and grounding the enemy. Gloom. When an enemy nearby uses a dash, they are marked with gloom. Hitting a marked enemy with an ability deals bonus damage and speeds up your passive recharge. Vex's biggest strength is definitely her powerful fear effect from her passive, Doom and Gloom. It boasts incredible anti-assassin potential, making her especially effective against champions with frequent dashes, like Yasuo, Katarina, and Aurelia. The basics of landing come down to maximizing your champion's strengths. For instance, in Vex's case, as introduced in the video, properly managing her passive fear effect is the key to success. When your passive is ready, keep track of its status and look to take favorable trades. Her Q skill, Mistral Bolt, is a skill shot that sends a shockwave in a target direction. It has a wide hitbox and is relatively easy to land. Combined with the Electrocute rune or your other abilities, it serves as your main poking tool to burst down enemies. It also has a short cooldown, making it Vex's main spammy tool. Use this Q skill to clear and push waves, and try to land it on the enemy champions as well for extra value. Her W skill, Personal Space, is a self-peel and offensive ability that deals damage around Vex while granting her a shield. By using Flash to close the distance while your passive fear is charged and immediately casting the skill, you can guarantee a fear without giving the enemy any time to react. This allows you to completely shut down aggressive dives from assassins. Did you see that? That's the power of Vex's roams. If you land your ultimate, you can close the gap instantly. And if you get a kill, your ultimate resets, creating another chance to pick up another kill. Her E skill, Looming Darkness, is an AoE ability that sends her shadow to a target location, dealing damage and slowing enemies. By tossing it into clustered enemies, it's used to split up teamfights or efficiently apply passive marks. Because of its long range, it's also useful for poking from safety. The enemy team is grouping up in the barren lane, so I'm heading over to help. This is the perfect window to use your ultimate. The key is to make sure the enemy is completely still before firing. Unleashing this burst damage is definitely the most satisfying moment when playing Vex. However, we can't afford to celebrate just yet. Vex impact tends to fall off in the late game, so we need to press our advantage and close out the game quickly. Her ultimate, Stormsurge, is Vex's signature long-range engage and attack ability. After hitting an enemy from a long range, you can recast it to dive straight into their face and deal bonus damage. Scoring a kill resets its cooldown, making it the starting point for setting up multi-kills in teamfights. A true world-ending catalyst. The first cast of the ultimate doesn't deal that much damage. The second, follow-up cast packs a much bigger punch. During the ultimate dash, you are unstoppable, allowing you to ignore enemy CC and force your way in, which makes it incredibly powerful. Missing your ultimate leaves you wide open, so precision in clutch moments is crucial. If you whiff your ULT, you lose half of what makes Vex shine. Right after landing your ultimate, your other skills, Q, W, and E, are likely still on cooldown. Waiting a moment before diving and lets those abilities come back up, ensuring you're ready to unleash your full maximum burst combo right after the dash. Instead of diving in blindly, waiting until your other abilities come back up allows you to create a situation where you can secure the kill reliably. If you manage to secure a kill after dashing in with your ultimate, a kill reset occurs, allowing you to chase down multi-kills and dominate the teamfight. That's why this brief pause is so crucial. To sum it up, recasting your ultimate shouldn't just be about going in because you can. The golden rule to carrying with Vex is treating that delay as setup time, waiting until your other abilities are ready so you can completely vaporize the enemy. Vex Q has a short cooldown and can be spammed quickly, but a major bottleneck is that the cooldowns for her W, E, and ultimate remain quite long even as they level up. Since the ultimate recast window is only 6 seconds, the cooldowns for your W and E often won't be back up in time. For Vex, her W is the single most important defensive tool to protect herself by disrupting incoming enemy assassins with fear. When this ability is on cooldown, you are left completely vulnerable against high-mobility champions like Yasuo, Aurelia, or Katarina, meaning if they dive on you, it's essentially over. Since W skill provides both a shield and AoE damage, you might feel tempted to use it for clearing waves, but doing so is extremely risky, especially against assassins. Getting all in after they burn your W is Vex's ultimate losing condition. Whenever you use your W for farming, make sure to practice strict risk management, like backing off to a safe distance where the enemy can't chase you down. To compensate for the downtime when your W skill is on cooldown, if enemy pressure is heavy, I recommend prioritizing defensive items like Stasis, Zonias, or Crown to secure a way to buy time until your abilities come back up. To sum it up, maintaining a clear mindset of W skill available equals play aggressive, W on cooldown equals play safe, and avoiding careless skill usage is the golden rule to minimizing deaths and consistently carrying with Vex. Stormsurge synergizes well with Vex since it allows you to deal bonus damage after chipping away at enemies with your abilities, complementing her burst potential. It's a viable option if you're going for an aggressive build, to pump out early damage. However, considering stability, mana, and CDR, it isn't always the absolute top priority. If you want to climb consistently in ranked, blindly rushing Stormsurge as your first item isn't really recommended. It's a great first item candidate for games against squishy mages or assassins where your goal is to one-shot them in a single combo. However, in matches against heavy tank compositions, or when you need mana and outranging capabilities in lane, other core items tend to offer much better consistency. Because Vex lacks reliable escape tools, she struggles against long-range mages who can attack from outside her effective range, as well as champions that scale heavily into the late game. Long-range mages, champions like Veigar, Victor, and Lux can safely harass you and clear waves from a distance where Vex can't retaliate, making it easy for them to poke you down unilaterally. Champions like Kassadin overwhelm Vex with their late-game scaling once they survive the early game, meaning if you fail to establish a decisive lead during the landing phase, things get extremely tough. Champions like Annie, who boast faster and stronger burst damage or stuns and Vex, carry a high risk of aggressively running you down and deleting you before you can react. To wrap things up, let me emphasize this one more time. If Vex whiffs her ultimate, she's weak. Stop firing Vex's ultimate from extreme, off-screen ranges. It relies way too much on pure luck. Since it's easy to dodge with flashes or dashes, restrict it strictly to situations where you have vision and the target is already locked down by CC. To take it to an extreme, casting your ultimate at point-blank range against an enemy is actually the safest and most reliable bet. When casting your ultimate at close range, immediately recasting it will make you dive in too deep. Instead, wait until you see the enemy use one of their key abilities before following up. You need to get creative, such as placing your E to apply a slow and set up your fear zone, then hitting them with your ultimate as they walk into it, or stepping into a bush to break line of sight, then casting your ultimate from the enemy's side or behind. To sum it all up, focus on winning short trades in the landing phase by making the most of Electrocute. Once you hit level 6 and unlock your ultimate, quickly shove the wave and roam to side lanes to start snowballing the game. Vex needs to get ahead early and close out the game fast. Share the lead you built in the early game with your teammates and wrap things up quickly. Unleashing that massive burst damage is seriously fun, so definitely give Vex a try. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.